Hello everyone, I'm Alice. Welcome to my channel Easy English with Alice. I'm happy to see everyone who is watching my channel. I really appreciate that. So guys, in this video we are going to talk about overall tips how to pass an IELTS exam successfully. So I know that this exam is very important for students throughout the world because it is required in almost every university. So firstly, I will tell you about my personal experience of taking the exam. I have taken IELTS for a few times. And the overall band was 8.5 for every test. Moreover, I have been teaching IELTS for almost 2 years and a lot of my students passed it on quite good score, and at the moment most of them are studying at the universities they wanted to enroll. So I will give you a few tips that will really help you. The first tip, which I think is the most important, is you need to clarify if English basics are clear for you, as it is impossible to take IELTS on high score with bad general English. Initially, find out which score is good for you. If it is 6 to 9, you should be confident of general English and only after practice IELTS tests. You shouldn't skip this tip because you will not pass IELTS if your English is not good on 9 or 8.5 or 8 or even 7. Second is practice until you feel confident. It is better to spend more time on preparation and go to examination center and know that you are ready than hope on luck. Luck rarely works in language exams, believe me. It's not school. Because at school sometimes it works, but not in language exams. Third, if you have time, initially read and listen to unadopted sources, such as TV shows, movies, radio, books written in English originally, scientific articles, and then go to IELTS tests and practice them as much as you can. Listen to different audio sources to get used to different accents. For instance, you can take in usage BBC resources for English learners. There are a lot of diverse topics discussed and a wide range of accents you listen to. It will help you with listening and speaking parts. Fifth, practice under time pressure. The more you practice under time pressure, the better you can manage your time. You remember that the exam lasts around 3 hours. And for every part, you have certain time limit. So you need to remember about it. 6. Pay attention to spelling and punctuation. Spelling and punctuation are very important throughout the entire IELTS test, and you will lose points if your answers are spelled incorrectly or you use punctuation incorrectly. For example, if you write 3 instead of a tree, it is a mistake. 7. Pay attention to the word limits. Keep in mind that you will lose marks if you exceed the word limit. So pay attention to where the answers should be not more than 3 words, as well as the writing tasks, which should be 250 and 150 words. 8. Use the whole time that is given to you, especially it concerns listening part. At the beginning of every section, there are some seconds to skim through the questions, so do it. Use every second with benefit. Even when Sayer tells you revise your answers before starting the next section, no, you go to get familiar with the questions of next section. You actually start the next section by understanding what is it going to be about. Now we are going to talk about my tips to handle with writing part, which was the most challenging and struggling for me. First, don't use spoken English in your writing. There is no place for contractions, so no don't, no didn't, no isn't, no shouldn't, no such contractions. Yeah, there's only place for do not, did not, should not, is not, and so on. Don't use phrasal verbs and idioms. it is considered for spoken English, so use academic options instead. Create good templates for both writing parts, the ones which are not taken from the internet, which is important, but elaborately made by yourself or with your tutor. The ones you can use for every type of essay, graphs, or letters. I believe that it's one of the most important tips for writing part, because if you have in mind a structure of the essay you are going to write, it is 50% success. Next tip from my side, it is leave a few minutes to check both writing tasks. Don't submit with no ensuring that you made no mistakes. Revise both writing tasks carefully. Fifth, try to write as much as you can. In any case, it should be over 150 words for task 1 and over 250 for task 2. If you can write more, it's great, write it. 6. The essay should be structured, so introduction, main body and conclusion it should contain, in any case, but no conclusion for the first task. Remember about it. Next section we are going to talk about is speaking. I reckon that the speaking section is the easiest one, but there are some tricks you need to know. First, don't answer the question if you're unsure about the understanding the question. It is better to clarify it by giving the examiner an assumption that seems the most appropriate to the question asked. So it's better to... Second, for speaking part, you should never give short answers. For example, if the question is, do you like pets? Never answer, yes, I do. Say that I like pets essentially for a few reasons. First of all, they could be your best friends. They would never give you up. Yeah, secondly, it is quite well-known fact that pets can boost your mood. Yeah, and thirdly, you will never feel yourself alone. Something like that, yeah. Even if the question is very simple, don't answer simply. Try to elaborate what you are saying even if the examiner asks about the weather or you're studying. You should enforce your imagination and make up the greatest answer, even for the worst question. It may seem hard, but if you practice a lot, your imagination will do its job. Next part is listening. Look through the questions before listening to the recordings. You need to be familiar with the topic and types of question. Second, focus on information you need to find rather than understanding everything. Don't forget about spelling. Even missed the or a will make the answer wrong. Reading. Look at the questions before you start to read the text, as in listening part. All of the answers are in the text. These are rarely hidden and almost always are on the surface. IELTS exam allows you not to think of the answer because it is always in the text. Sometimes it's even written samely as in the text. Third tip for reading part, it is you should remember that reading takes 1 hour for 3 texts, so you need to split your time properly. Usually the first reading is the easiest one and last is the hardest, so it is wisely to manage with the first text for 17 minutes, with the second for 20 minutes and with the third for 23 minutes. However, it is up to you. Yeah, sometimes based on your personal experience and knowledges, you can know everything what is discussed in the hardest text and you can handle with it in just 10 minutes and vice versa. Yeah, so it's up to you. Okay, guys, so it is all of the tips I wanted to give you. I hope that they are going to be helpful and you will take your IELTS successfully on the score that you really need, that you really want, and the exam actually will not be so hard as you think now. So thank you everyone for watching my video. I really appreciate that. Hope you will subscribe to my channel, click thumbs up, and just have a nice day.